This is Yazdiauddin. I welcome you all for the third video on epicyclic gear train. And in this video, we are going to discuss about sun and planet gears. So this is the description of the problem, and the pictorial arrangement of various gears are given here. And in this picture, we can say the number of gears are A, B, C, D, E, F. So in total there are 6 gears along with an central arm A. In the gears A and B, or the gears A and B are given as a compound wheel. You can see in the description here. In the arrangement of the epicyclic gear train, that is a sun and planet gear, AB is the compound wheel, which means the speed of revolution of A and B are equal. Since it is a compound wheel, AB are equal, therefore AB taken as a single element, keep in mind. Now we have internal gears. So this word is new in this video series. Internal wheel or internal gears C and D. Now the direction of rotation of internal wheels will be same as that of the mating wheel, which we'll discuss when we solve the problem. Keep in mind. So C and D rotates independently, but it is an internal gear about the common axis O. Now you have wheels E and F. So these wheels E and F are called as planets. AB, though it is a compound wheel, will act as a sun. So these planets E and F rotates the sun AB. So E and F are planets. And you have arm A, which is fixed. Okay. So this E and F are fixed to the arm A. And it is given in the problem, all the wheels are with common module. And the number of teeth on gear A, gear B, gear E and F are given. The question is, we need to find the speed of gear B for the first condition as well as for the second condition. Now if you go to the pictorial arrangement, already we said AB is a compound V, therefore AB put together is taken as one single element. Now if you observe carefully, this A is in mesh with F. Observe carefully, the geometrical arrangement of gear A is in direct mesh with gear F. Now this F in turn, it is meshing with gear C. So third element. Now another wheel of the compound pair, that is gear B, if you observe carefully, the gear B is in direct mesh with gear E. Gear B is in direct mesh with gear E. This constitutes the next element. This E in turn mesh with the outermost element, that is gear D. And of course we have an arm. Usually the arm is denoted with the lowercase a. So if we count a number of elements, AB is the first element, F is the second, C is the third, E fourth, D is the fifth element, and arm A is the sixth element. So in total we have 6 number of elements. Keep in mind, the number of elements is important in a epicyclic gear train. So based on the number of elements, we will be drawing some tables in the table of motion. Now if you go to the table of motion, so this is the arrangement of table of motion for solving problems in epicyclic gear train. It will have 3 rows, which is common, which we discussed in the previous 2 videos. And if you take the columns, these 2 columns are also fixed. And the number of additional columns here purely depends on the number of elements. Since we have a 6 element, we have 6 columns. One is for arm, another is for compound wheel A and B, third is for gear E, next we have gear F, gear C, and last is gear D. So we need to open 6 additional column. Now in the first row, which is common, and the step we have discussed in the previous two videos as well. So we will be fixing the arm. Fixing the arm means the speed of arm is assumed to be 0. So that is brought in this cell. And one more assumption, gear AB, that is a compound gear AB, goes for +1 revolution clockwise. Keep in mind, counterclockwise is here taken as plus, but general convention it may be different, but for this problem we assumed counterclockwise is positive and clockwise will be negative. So we assume that counterclockwise, that is taken as positive. Gear AB goes for +1 revolution counterclockwise. Therefore, the speed of revolution of compound wheel AB is +1. Now we need to get the number of revolutions of E, F, C and D. For this we need to observe the geometry of the given arrangement, that is arrangement of the wheel. Now if you observe, gear CD, which is basically internal VA, rotates with the common axis O. If we measure from O up to the outer point, this will be taken as pitch circle radius of gear D. Pitch circle radius of gear D. Now if you move over gear D, the gear D or the pitch circle radius of the gear D can be taken as twice, and this distance is the diameter of or pitch circle diameter of the wheel E, or I can say twice the pitch circle radius of gear E. Now from here, if we measure up to the center, and this will constitute gear B. So RD equals twice RE plus RB. Similarly, from the center of rotation, if we measure from this point up to this point, this constitutes pitch circle radius of the gear C. Pitch circle radius of the gear C. Now if you observe closely, or if you move over the internal wheel C, and this RC can be measured first this distance, just I have drawn this one, this distance, which is pitch circle diameter of RF or pitch circle diameter of gear F, or I can say twice the pitch circle radius of gear F. Now from here up to this point, from here up to this point, it is taken as pitch circle radius of gear A. So RD is equal to twice RE plus RB, and RC is equal to twice RF plus RA. So this is mentioned here. So which we got from the geometry of the given problem. RD is equal to twice RE plus RB, and RC is equal to twice RF plus RE. What is R? Pitch circle radius. We know pitch circle radius R, it may be smaller as well. So based on your sign notation, R or small r, pitch circle radius is mt by 2, and in this problem m is assumed to be constant. Therefore I can cancel m by 2 in all the equation, in this equation as well as in this equation. Therefore this is simplified like this. Similarly, this equation is written in terms of number of teeth. Actually it is this one, 2RE plus RB plus RD. R is equal to mt by 2. If you cancel m by 2 common, therefore this will become 2TE plus TB plus TD. Similarly, 2RF, this one, observe please, this one, 2RF plus RA equal to RC is written in terms of number of teeth, 2TF plus TA, which is equal to TC. Now in the question, number of teeth on E is given, which is 36. Number of teeth on B is given, which is 56. You substitute. Similarly, number of teeth on TF, which is same as TE, also given. Number of teeth on A also given in the question. Substitute. And at last, you will get number of teeth on gear D, that is annular wheel or internal wheel, is 128, and that of gear C, again another internal wheel, as 124. So TD is 128, TC is 124. Next, I need to get the speed of gear E. Now we know the speed of gear E because the gear E is in mesh with gear B. Gear E is in mesh with gear B. Therefore, I have written the speed of gear E in terms of gear B, that is NE by NA is equal to minus TV by TA. Now, from the table of motion, we can see gear AB is plus 1, that is the speed of gear AB is assumed as plus 1. Therefore, the speed of gear B as well as speed of gear A is taken as 1. This will come here. Now, NE is equal to TV by TE, but keep in mind, E and B are in direct mesh, external gearing arrangement. Therefore, you have to include minus sign here. You have to include negative sign here, which means gear E and B are rotating in opposite direction. After substituting number of teeth TB, number of teeth TE, you will get NE as minus 56 by 36. Upon simplification, it will be minus 14 by 9. Keep in mind, negative sign is used to denote that gear B and gear E are rotating in opposite direction. We assumed gear B is positive, therefore gear E will be negative. So this TE, which is minus 14 by 9, should come to this place. Minus 14 by 9 should come to this place here. So the speed of revolution of E is minus 14 by 9. Next is fourth column, first row, fourth column. Now we need to fill this one. Now, if you look at gear F will be in mesh with gear EA, and we know speed of gear A and B are unity, and speed of gear F is NF by NA, which is equal to TA by TF, and you have to include negative sign to denote gear F and gear A are rotating in opposite direction. Like gear E and B, here also gear F and A are rotating in opposite direction. So A is assumed as positive, therefore F is assumed as negative. And you have to substitute TA, which is given in the question, TF also given in the question. You will get NF as minus 13 by 9. NF as minus 13 by 9. Bring this minus 13 by 9 here. So we filled 4 columns. Next is we need to fill the speed of revolution of gear C. Now, if you look at the arrangement again, gear C is in mesh with F. Listen here, gear C is in mesh with F. Therefore, I need to write the speed of gear C in terms of F. So that is NC by NF equal to TF by TC. Now, gear C and F will rotate in same direction. Why? Because for internal gears, the speed of rotation will be same. Here, gear C is internal. Similarly, gear D also internal. So in terms of internal gear, the meshing pair will rotate in same direction. The meshing pair will rotate in same direction. Only for the external gear arrangement, the meshing pair will rotate in opposite direction. For internal wheel or internal gear, the meshing pair will rotate in same direction. Therefore, the same minus sign is retained here. The same minus or negative sign is retained here. Now, what is NF? What is NF? NF is minus 13 by 9 here. NF is minus 13 by 9. So, NC equal to minus this one. NC is equal to minus NF into TC by TF. Substitute NF, TF, TC, you will get NC as this one. That is NC as minus 13 by 31 after simplification. The speed of the gear C is minus 13 by 31. Bring this to the first row, fifth column here. So now this is also done. And last we left with gear D. How to get that one? It is something similar to this one. So like gear C and F, gear D also in mesh with E, and gear D is internal. Therefore, gear D and E will rotate in same direction. I seek your attention again. Gear D is internal gear, therefore gear D and E will rotate in same direction. So write the speed of gear D in terms of E, that is ND by NE is equal to TE by TD, and use minus sign, use negative to indicate both are rotating in same direction. Now you know the value of NE. So NE is here minus 14 by 9. You substitute that, and the number of teeth on TE also given. TD you got from the geometry. After substituting the values and simplification, the speed of the gear D is minus 7 by 6. The speed of gear D is minus 7 by 16. So that is filled in the first row, last column. So listen carefully, watch the video carefully. Now in solving the epicyclic gear train, the first row is foremost important. If you are able to crack the first step, then you have done half of the problem. So after the assumption arm is fixed, gear AB goes for plus 1 revolution counterclockwise, we got the speed of revolution for all the elements. So this constitutes the first step. Next, we need to go to second step. Second step is very simple. You have to multiply each and every column by x. That is 0 into x will result 0. Plus 1 into x will result in plus x. Similarly, if you multiply this with x, you will get minus 14x by 9. Similarly, if you multiply this with x, you will get this value, that is minus 13x by 9. Now, if you multiply this value with x, you will get minus 13x by 31, and the last column, if you multiply this with x, you will get this value. So second step is very simple. You have to multiply each of the cell with x, and you have to fill the second row. Third row again simple, and we have discussed in the previous two videos as well. So you have to add y to all the elements. You have to add y. So similarly, you will get this. You will get this as well. Okay. Similarly, for this one, it is plus y minus 14x by 9, and for this one, plus y minus 13x by 9, and for this one, plus y minus 13x by 31, and for the last value, which is the revolution of D, is plus y minus 7x by 16. So at the end of the table of motion, so this is the speed of arm, this is the speed of AB, and this is the speed of E, this is speed of F, speed of C, and speed of D from the table of motion. Next, we need to solve the problem. We need to solve the unknowns which is asked in the question. So this is the final table of motion. So with the information from the table of motion, we need to proceed to the unknowns. Now the question is, we need to find the speed of gear C. So we need to find the speed of gear C. And first condition is wheel D is fixed. Wheel D is fixed. What is the meaning of wheel D is fixed? So if wheel D is fixed, its speed will be 0. Its speed will be 0. Now from the table of motion, the speed of D is from the table of motion, the speed of D is here, the last one. The speed of D is here. That is plus y minus 7x by 16. That is brought here. And there is an unknown y and x. Also, it is also given arm is rotating 200 rpm clockwise. Arm is rotating 200 rpm clockwise. Now from the table of motion, the speed of arm is plus y here, this one. So therefore here the speed of arm is 200 rpm clockwise. Keep in mind, clockwise is taken as negative, therefore y is equal to minus 200. So you have to substitute the value of y here, and we will be getting xx this value, which is minus 457.1. Now the question is, we need to find the speed of gear C. From the table of motion, again go back, table of motion, this is the speed of gear C, this one. So it is plus y minus 13x by 31. Bring it here, plus y minus 13x by 31. Now you know the value of y, put it here, value of x, put it here, and substitute, take LCM, cancel, and at last you will get NC, that is the speed of gear C as minus 8.31 rpm, minus indicates it is clockwise rotation. So the speed of gear C is 8.31 rpm clockwise. So this forms the first part of the problem. Now the second part is again we need to find the speed of gear C. The speed of gear C for this condition, that is wheel D is 200 rpm. Wheel D is 200 rpm. From the table of motion, the speed of gear D is plus y minus 7x by 16. Plus y minus 7x by 16, which is 200 rpm clockwise. Therefore, it is equated with plus 200. There is an unknown x. For the unknown x, it is given that the speed of arm is 20 rpm counterclockwise. Speed of arm is 20 rpm counterclockwise. Now from the table of motion, y is equal to, y is the speed of arm, which is plus 20. Now if you substitute plus 20 here, you will get x as plus 411.43. So plus x equal to 411. Sorry, basically it is minus. It should be minus 411.3. That is value of x equal to minus 411.43. Now from the table of motion, the speed of gear C is plus y minus 13x by 31. After substituting the necessary values, that is y as well as x, you will get NCS plus 192.53 RPM, and the plus indicates it is counterclockwise direction. Therefore, the speed of gear C based on this condition is plus 192.53 RPM counterclockwise direction. Hope you are watching the videos. Thank you.